doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great. Okay, so this is our first interview. I'm going to be the moderator for this one. I am Rebecca McKeever, current president of the IDHA, welcoming Jane Williamson to our first interview for the current board. And so let me just go ahead and have the current committee members just sound off who is present right now. So we'll start with Natalie. Go ahead.
Hi, Jane. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Good. Very nice to meet you. Sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
Hi, Jane. This is Wendy Rager. How are you?
Hi, Wendy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Hi, Jane. This is JC. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
That's JC Hendricks from Canada.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay, great. So that's our group for the moment. Kim could not join us for this round, but she will be with us for the next interviews. Okay, great. So what we're going to do is we've got questions from the nominating committee as well as questions from members that they have submitted. And we just want you to just answer them as best you can. Most of them are just simple questions. Some of them, you know, these are just what members want to know about you and what you think about the IDHA and where it's going, everything, you know, everything. They just want to know everything. So.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So who would like to get started? Natalie, why don't you go ahead and get started?
Sure. All righty. First question that our committee members or our let me try that again. First question that our members would like to ask you. Are you willing to serve in whatever position you're needed if elected to the board?
Of course. If it's possible, I'd try my hardest to serve whatever needs you all need, if it's possible. Of course, if it's something that I'm not able to do, I would hope everybody would vet me out first and say, you know, if it's something I'm possible that I could do, yes, I would be willing to do it.
Thank you.
It's Rebecca. So as a follow-up question, what is your skill set? I mean, so where do you think your skills would be best put to use?
For sure. I'm going to try to turn my computer up and hopefully I won't mute anything. So let me see if I can find my volume button. There we go. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Now I might be able to hear you better. My skill set, I think, I'm pretty organized. I have pretty good secretarial skills, and I think my communication skills are pretty good. I have a good work ethic, so if you tell me to do something, I will follow through on it, or at least admit that I might not be able to do something. So I'm not going to sit back and say or hide that I didn't do something and then hide it. So I will admit if I need help on something, or I'll follow through. But my secretarial skills are pretty good. My communication skills, my writing skills, that sort of thing. My horse knowledge is pretty good. I've been involved in horses pretty much my whole life. I'm 53, so I'm older. So
Wait. No.
Hey, I just have to say, wait.
So I don't know if that answers anything, but there you go.
Thank you. Thank you. That was a great answer. Thank you. JC.
One of the other questions that the members have asked is, how are you invested in the drum breed?
I'm very invested. I have 3 drums. They're all younger. I have a 6-year-old drum mare that has been High Point drum the last 3 years. So I'm highly committed to showing her and continuing to explore her versatility. And that's the one thing that I'm really committed to, is showing how versatile these horses are. And then I have 2 young horses, 2 2-year-olds, 1 2-year-old filly and 1 2-year-old gelding. And my goal is to continue and see how versatile and how much I can get them visible out there. I am not a breeder though, so that might be a detriment. So I don't know if that's something that's required to be on the board, is that I'm a breeder, because I'm not. But we are committed to the drum breed. We love them. We love their temperament. We love their versatility. And we will continue to own them for sure.
As an aside, the board has always been diverse. So breeders, showers, non-breeders, just people that love their drums. So it's always been diverse. That's the membership.
Great.
Okay. So are you a self-starter? Do you require direction?
I feel I am a self-starter. However, I'm not I wouldn't classify myself to go fly off on my own and start something that's not realistic, I guess. I'm definitely a worker bee. I'm one that if someone wants to do something and they want help with it, I'm certainly one that will help someone. I can't say that I'm one that's going to start something unless it's needed. And if I see something that's needed, I am realistic, though. Try to be.
Thank you. Natalie? Wendy. Wendy.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Another member question. Do you feel that you are a team player?
I really do. I don't handle drama well. I don't like drama, and I'm not going to argue. I tend to fade to the background if there's arguing. So, but I do try to play. I try to play well with others for sure. Yes.
Thank you.
Natalie?
Yeah, as an aside to that question, Jane, sometimes when we are working with a team, there's a bit of constructive criticism. Are you able to handle that and then grow with it and learn from that?
I try to. Yes, I just don't like nastiness. I will say that. It's disturbing to me. I don't know how to handle it, to be honest. If it gets really nasty, I will tell you, I will fade to the background in that if it gets really nasty, because I don't like that. I try to grow with it, though. It's not like if you come to me and say, can we have a discussion? I'm all for that, for sure. But I just don't like nasty. That doesn't help anybody.
Great. Yeah. Well, I think as a board, we're all trying to, and even just as members, all trying to make that happen. We all have the same interest.
For sure. Great.
It's kind of what I love about the drum breed in general.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
JC?
Yeah, just to go back to being a team player, have you worked with groups on projects in the past? And if so, can you describe some of the group projects that you've worked on, and did you enjoy working in that kind of setting?
Yes, I run lots of horse shows in my area. I'm show secretary for many of them. Like I run dressage shows and I run hunter jumper shows in my area. I have one this weekend, this coming weekend. I'm a secretary for a draft horse group here. And we ran a big show about a month ago. And so that I'm involved in. I'm actually a professional musician by trade, a classical musician. And so that's a big project right there. So I do have to be a team player in that regard. Because you're working with an entire orchestra. So there's that. Does that answer your question a little bit, or can I be more, or
yeah,
you want me to be more specific, or?
Are there any other projects that you've worked on in the past other than horse shows and stuff like that?
Let me think. Well, starting horse shows, let's see, newsletters, trying to think, music projects I've done. Judging, as far as music judging, with elementary school children, I've worked with state, here in Michigan, I've done judging for the state music festival with junior high school children with percussion. I'm trying to think what other kind of projects there might be with that. Not horse related. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head.
That's funny. I was just kind of curious because I find that having a diversity outside of the horse world is just as important as being able to do it with horses together, right? So, thank you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Wendy, did you have another one?
Yes, I do. Do you have a specific goal in mind that you would like to possibly achieve while serving on the board?
I honestly, I just like to help. I'd like to help the board be unified and help the membership know that the board's there for them, and maybe help the membership have a voice and know that they have a voice, and maybe help them be more vocal. I don't feel that the membership has been very vocal, so maybe help it grow too. It's a small group, so
yes.
That sounds great, and thank you.
You're welcome.
Natalie, do you have one?
Yeah, I was just looking over some of the other questions that are here, and I keep going back to a couple of different ones. So, Jane, let me ask you real quick, just because I don't know, where are you located?
I'm in Michigan.
In Michigan. Okay, gotcha. So you were saying that you organize a lot of the shows and things like that there in your area. Yeah. One of the questions that some of the members have asked are, whether or not you would be willing, and I'm guessing yes, to show and participate in at least 2 IDHA sponsored shows.
Yes.
If that meant travel or otherwise, I know we have a couple here in the South predominantly, but.
I have participated in IDHA sponsored shows in Michigan, and also I've traveled to Ohio for one, and they just aren't in my area, unfortunately. But I would travel. I would travel to participate in them. Unfortunately, in the South, that's quite a travel for me. That's like a day, probably a day and a half. But if it's doable, I'd do it.
Do you feel like you guys as board members should perhaps be required to do that, or do you feel like it's something that should be voluntary?
That's a tricky question. I think maybe as a board member, it should be up for discussion for sure. Maybe with horses it might be tricky, but as a maybe to work them as a board member, to go down and work them, maybe that should be required. But with horses, to travel with your horse down that far, that would be challenging to require that, because that's quite expensive to do that. Gotcha.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so what kind of plans do you have to? It's Rebecca. What kind of plans do you have to maybe hopefully increase membership? Do you have any thoughts along those lines?
I don't. Boy, it would be nice to increase the membership for sure. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't have any ideas at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, it was just it's a member question. They're always asking.
I guess the maybe more public, more presence unfortunately on Facebook and on social media. I'm not on the other social media platforms. I am on Facebook. Maybe more presence on there, and then of course getting the horses out to the public eye, which we do a lot in our area. We get our horses out a lot, and maybe encouraging that from other members. There's not a great drum population here in Michigan, but we try to get our horses out as much as we possibly can, and just encouraging other drum members to do the same, and maybe just word of mouth and spreading that possibility. It's the only thing I can think of, or maybe even lowering the membership cost, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's a possibility of running a sale.
But you've been pretty involved in the expos too, haven't you?
Yeah, just we did Equine Affair in Ohio, and I loved that experience, and I would love to do it again. That was a wonderful experience. It really was. So, and we're going to be doing, we're going to be doing the national drive coming up in, I think it's in 2 weeks, so we'll be able to promote a little bit there as well.
Right, and the national drive is in Kentucky?
It's in Indiana this year.
Indiana, this one in Indiana. Okay. Yeah. Natalie, did you have something?
Yeah, Jane, is Tilly your mare?
Yes.
She's beautiful. Okay.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, such a great ambassador.
Oh, thank you. I'm lucky there. She's a good girl.
Great. So who has, Wendy, do you have a question?
Are you prepared for criticism, and are you able to learn from it in a positive manner?
Actually, I think we covered that one.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, that's fine, and I am open to it if it's presented in a constructive fashion and not an attack. The attacks are hard to take.
Yeah.
I've got a question for you. Stacy here.
JC?
So you were talking about the orchestra. Is that your full-time, is that just a side thing that you like to do, or is that your full-time job?
It was my full-time job. I retired from it, and I still do it when I get hired. Yes.
Okay. So you feel that you now, because you're retired, I'm assuming that you feel that you've got plenty of time, because the IDHA does require quite the amount per month of commitment. Do you feel that between the horse shows, the expos, and still occasionally doing the orchestra, that you will be able to have enough time to commit to the IDHA?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just looking. Has everybody looked over the questions? I just want to make sure that we've covered, because some of the members' questions have overlapped. So we just want to make sure that we cover everybody's questions. So nominating committee, do you feel like we have covered their questions?
For the most part, I do have one more. This is Natalie, by the way, sorry. One of the things I'd like to know just in general from you, Jane, is some of your knowledge of the drum breed. I'd kind of like to get a feel for what you think the breed is about and where you'd like to see it go in the future as a breed.
I guess in relative terms, I guess I am new to the breed because I've only had them, been involved with the drum breed for 6 years. I've had my horse Tilly for 6 years. Had her since she's 4 months old. But I've been involved with draft horses for 20 years, so I'm not new to the draft breed. I guess my goal for them, or my dream for them, would be to be a versatile breed that they are, and I'd like people to know that about them. A riding and driving horse and a family horse, and I want that to continue and be built upon. And I would love everybody to know that about them. My knowledge of the past of the drum breed is not as extensive as I'd like it to be, so I would like to dive into that more for my own personal knowledge. So that's a goal of mine, and that's where I'd like to better myself. So does that answer your question?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Okay, anybody else have any other questions?
If you,
I think.
oh, yep.
Go ahead.
Oh, if you were able to pick what position on the board that you were, if you had a choice, what position do you think you would want most on the board?
Could you remind me of the seats that are open?
Oh, well, we need a secretary. That one has been open for quite some time. There's we have membership, because I believe that Taylor, what's open on the board is always subject to debate. It depends. So what we have right now is membership, youth, Kat's doing promotions, but that can always be squirreled around some, and then secretary, of course. So there's a variety of positions. I'm kind of staying around to do registrar work for a while, especially with the new program up and coming. And so that's kind of what we have for the moment. But there could be different positions off the top of my head. Those are the needs.
I understand. I'm willing to do wherever you need help and would plug somebody in. I'm happy to, honestly, to do anything. I really don't want a critical role that you would plug a newbie in that I would be overwhelmed in and would screw something up, obviously. But
everybody starts off as a newbie,
yes.
and that's that's the kind of the defining role of the board members. I mean, Wendy of course knows also really well too. She got thrown in to the deep end of treasurer, I believe, wasn't it, Wendy?
Yes, it was. Yes.
I got thrown into the deep end of secretary.
Oh boy.
With no records. So I mean, that's but now at least things are more organized. So it's not there's no true deep end, just above your head just a little bit.
I gotcha. Well, I'd be willing to do whatever needs help. That's why that's why anybody would run, is just to help. I would hope. So they be passionate about the breed and help it grow. So.
Well, thank you. Anybody else have questions? No? Okay, well, Jane, I would really like to thank you for joining us and answering our questions and the members' questions. And good luck to you in the voting, the procedure. So great. And good luck with you and Tilly.
Oh, thank you.
And your drive coming up. And your show. And we'll be getting back.
Well, thank you.
Thanks very much. And thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Jane.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jane.
Goodbye. Have a nice evening.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.